This is Alaska, seafood central. Totally funky, look at him. We've spotted a nice bear on the other side of this cove. So excited to be here with her on her first hunt.
Look at that, Taylor.
Well, Ben also had a black bear tag burning a hole in his pocket.
Look at that.
Boy. It's not about getting a trophy. Look at that rainbow.
Oh, you big boy.
Look at this cool set. It's not about the kill. It's about the journey. Look at that. The challenges. The adventure. Humpback. Hunting's about a connection to the past, but living in the moment. Look at this fish!
Monster.
And preserving our traditions. Like hunting, my skull art connects me to nature. And behind every skull lies a story I'm bound to discover. I'm skullbound. Taylor wanted me to be the first one up behind the rifle. She wanted to watch it all go down. And on a coastal black bear hunt, you never know what's gonna happen. So we jumped in the skiff, got out the binos, and started looking for our first bear. What are you thinking of our Alaskan adventure so far?
It's awesome.
And this is only our first real evening, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're back to the boat. It's time to unload this big boy, and we still have plenty of daylight. It's light out here till about 11 o'clock at night, so we're gonna cruise the shoreline and look for a bear for Taylor next. This is Alaska, seafood central. We had so much fun, you know, pulling up those shrimp pots that we decided to try our luck at some crab pots. So we went out into the bay right near the boat and dropped our first lot. What a gorgeous day. This is awesome. You've been here 5 weeks and this is the nicest day so far?
Yeah.
Did you luck out or what? Girl power. We had so much fun eating shrimp that we're hoping to catch some crab to top off our Alaskan fine cuisine, if you will. It doesn't get any fresher than this. Ready?
Goodbye. Oh, I got so
Go for it.
Sea lion. Sea lion.
One in the middle. With our crab pots dropped, it was time to get back in the skiff and look for Taylor's bear. We're out cruising the shores again, looking for a bear for Taylor tonight. It is a beautiful evening here in Alaska. Over here we've got an old shipwrecked boat that has 2 bald eagles perched on top of it. It's a beautiful sight to see. We've had another fantastic day here in Alaska, but because Miss Taylor didn't eat her Lucky Charms for breakfast, we didn't see any bears today. Had a fantastic day. We're heading back to the boat, but we're gonna first check one of our crab pots. Oh, there it is. Oh, is that a flounder?
What is that?
Oh, we got a crab in there. That's too small to
It has
keep?
to be 7 inches across, and that's about 6.5.
All right, well, we'll throw that one back and tell him to
Are you gonna throw it back in?
send his granddaddy our way.
No. No.
Sure, right here.
You don't want to? Here,
Could I throw the flounder back in?
look how cute he is. Ready? He's like, Taylor. Look at him, Greg.
One. No.
Tell me. One.
1, 2, throw it.
There he goes. Totally funky. Look at him.
What the heck? I was like over there, and his mouth was over there.
You know, this is June in Alaska. It's breeding season for bears, so it's not uncommon to spot, you know, a big boar tending a sow. And sure enough, we were headed out in the skiff going right down the middle of the canal. We glanced back in up a bay, and there were two big black dots that we knew had to be big bears.
Cruising the shoreline here, and we've just spotted it. It seems to be a nice big black bear on the other side of this cove, so we're gonna dock the boat and try to work the wind and get a better look.
Just like my hunt a couple of nights before, you know, you have to get out of the boat onto sort of uneven, rocky, cliffy, crustacean-y ground, trying to be quiet. But the big thing to worry about is the tides. They change so quickly that you don't want to dump your boat, go off on a stalk. You could come back to your boat being afloat, or even worse, it being stuck on dry ground. So thankfully, Ben's really familiar with that routine. He rigged up the boat no matter how long we'd be gone, and we headed over this peninsula that was like a jungle out of Avatar.
So we've just stopped the boat. We've spotted a nice bear on the other side of this cove. We're gonna make our way through here, try to work the wind and get a better look at him, but he looked like a nice bear from the boat.
This is more like the rainforest than Alaska. We've moss on everything. Banana slugs the size of your finger all over. And one good sign for sure, bear scat everywhere. So we take our time trying to move quietly over this jungle, if you will, rainforest peninsula to come out on the other side of this little bay where the two black bears are. We got out there and they were gone.
Well, we spotted a couple bears back in a little bay there and made a move on them. Got a couple hundred yards away, and the wind wasn't very good, and I think they might have heard us. But I think it was a boar and a sow. They're breeding now. It's, I think, June 5th today. So definitely a spot we're going to come back and watch.
Later on that evening, we came boating by that same little inlet, and sure enough, those two bears were back.
We just spent another 2 hours cruising the shoreline down here after we made our initial stalk on this couple of bears here earlier today. We're coming back and there's another bear out in the same bay. We're gonna make our way back through the forest here, try to get a closer look.
It was deja vu. We climbed over that jungly peninsula, came out on the other side, but this time the bears were still there. Ben did a perfect job of getting Taylor calmed down, lined up on her belly, in position on those two bears, but you know, everything had to be perfect. At one point, they went down into a dip where Taylor couldn't see him well. Another point from cameraman Jimmy's angle, he couldn't see well, and I was thinking, is this even gonna happen? So Taylor's at the ready. I'm thinking this is going to happen any second now. And wouldn't you know, the sow meandered back into the forest and the boar followed her. This is the low of the hunt. You know, I didn't think it was going to come to fruition for Taylor. The bears went back in. That's okay. This is hunting. We're going to give it another go. We kind of were regrouping with her, talking a bit, and all of a sudden, it's like, here they come. They're coming back out. Ben stayed calm, Taylor stayed more calm than I did, and she did everything right. You did a great job. Give me a hug. Oh my gosh, your first animal. I'm so excited to be here with you. Taylor, great shot, girl. And I didn't think it was gonna happen, you know. And you were patient and perfect. They crossed over into this little opening right here, and then they went back into the woods, and I thought, well, there goes our chance. And sure enough, came right back out. You had made a great shot. And I bet you can't wait to get up and see him. Good job, girl. She didn't rush her shot. She listened to Ben's guidance. And there, after we crossed the little bay, there in front of her was her very first animal. He's right under that tree.
Right there.
Yeah. Look
Nice.
at that bear.
Sweet.
There's your first bear.
Look at that, Taylor.
Get the plant out of the way.
Smack around here.
Look, he's got that brown, beautiful color underneath, just like mine, rubbing on the trees because he's itchy and hot. Look at this over here. What a beautiful bear. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to be quick. We'll take a couple snapshots,
Yeah.
and we're actually gonna have to drag it and throw it in the boat because
Yeah, this creek that,
the creek we came in on really isn't a creek, it's just a tidal flat. So
yeah. So in other words, within minutes, this creek can
in a
go
few minutes
dry.
our boat's gonna be 300 yards from the ocean. So.
Yeah, 300 yards or sitting on the rocks. As excited as we all were for Taylor's bear, the clock was ticking. That tide was ripping out, and we were afraid that our boat was gonna get stranded high and dry on the rocks.
What do you think, Taylor? You've been tagging with since you were riding in my backpack, huh?
Yeah.
You've been on probably, I don't know, somewhere between 15 and 20 bears before you got to see your own, huh? You've been baiting bears and you've been spotting bears. I don't know if you've been on any with dogs or not. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
It feels pretty good to be able to take her and let her be the shooter. Last couple of years, she's really starting to wonder why she can't ever shoot anything. Pretty fun, huh?
Yeah.
That night, we celebrated with fresh shrimp. One thing I love about Scott is he's passionate about his area of Alaska. He grew up there, in fact, lives 1 block away from the house he was born in, and he decided to take us on a glacier cruise that was a highlight of the trip. We're not even 20 minutes outside of town on our way to the Glacier Bay, and cameraman Jimmy spots a ginormous black bear walking the shore, and of course we had to dock the boat, all get out in hopes of getting some great footage. Big black bear walking the rocks. I mean, it's not even an area we would look for him because there's really not grassy meadows or anything. Of course, cameraman Jimmy spots him flying by in the boat. All of us were on a rock on the shore. Scott and Ben both had backup guns, but to watch that beautiful big old black bear walk 10 yards from us, it was so thrilling. I can honestly say I have never been that close to a black bear. We're taking a little break here and just devouring our crab that we caught. Oh, that was a good piece. We're gonna mow a little bit here as we cruise the shoreline a little bit on our way to see the glacier.
As beautiful and majestic eagles are, you might look at them in a little bit of different light out here on the water. Those blood stains are the stains of seal pups. The eagles, which are obviously congregating over here, have killed a seal pup, which they do on a daily basis.
Well, Ben also had a black bear tag burning a hole in his pocket, and Scott knew of a really good area, so we headed back towards town, and sure enough, luck was on our side. Glassing at that black bear from the bay, I remember thinking to myself, did that thing just escape from the circus? Its noggin was the size of a huge pumpkin.
We're gonna go in after it.
This was a big bear. We knew we had to do everything right. We had quite a long stalk along a loud, crunchy, crustacean-y shoreline.
I think we got him.
You think?
Come on. This grass is way longer than we thought. There's all these little cuts in there. So when it dropped, I think it fell in one of these. We're still like 80 yards from where it fell.
That is a big boy. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Right there. Yeah.
No, I can't believe how that went down. What a beast. And for me to be on this hunt with you and Taylor, and both you getting bears, all three of us getting bears, what an incredible adventure we've had.
This was one of the most fantastic hunting adventures I had ever been on. To be able to have Taylor by my side, it was an emotional trip.
Well, we certainly have had an amazing adventure thanks to you. Thanks to you both.